In this video, we're going to work on graphing lines from an equation in slope-intercept form. Remember that when they're in slope-intercept form, we have, let's see if I can get my pen to work here. Okay, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Remember that m is the slope, b is the y-intercept. In this case, we have the linear parent function. Remember linear parent function for those of you that don't remember. Well, right now somebody would say the first step you're supposed to do is start with and graph the y-intercept. Okay, there is no number over here at the end, so what number would you use? You would use 0. So I will start here at 0. The second thing is to now look at the slope. Well, the slope is the number in front of x. If there's not a number right there, it is 1. So I have a slope of 1. But my slope needs to be a fraction. So I put it over 1, and this tells me how to move. It is positive, so I'm going to go up. The bottom number, we're always going to go to the right. So you start at the y-intercept, and you go up 1 to the right 1 and put a dot. Up 1 to the right 1 and put a dot. Up 1 to the right 1, put a dot. Up 1 to the right 1. The slope tells me how to move. Now, I can go backwards. I go back to that y-intercept, and let's go backwards from what they told us. Go down 1 to the left 1. Down 1 to the left 1. Then, once you have a few dots, you can go in and you can draw your line. Now, what I would do after that is I would go into your calculator and I would press y equals, okay? And then in y1, I would put my equation, which is y equals x, and press graph. Then I would make sure that I graphed the equation correctly and that it was going in the right direction. Let's try the next one. First thing you want to do is step 1. Step 1 is the y-intercept. Please remember this is the x and this is the y. The y-intercept is plus 2, so I will go up to 2 and put a dot. The second step is the slope, and this says negative x. Well, that's the same as negative 1, negative 1, and it's a whole number, so you always put it over 1. Since it is negative, it's going to tell me to go down 1 and to the right 1. So I'm going to start at my y-intercept. I'm going to go down 1 to the right 1 and put a dot. Down 1 to the right 1 and put a dot. Down 1 to the right 1. Down 1 to the right 1. Now I can go back to my y-intercept and go backwards. I can go up 1 to the left 1. Put a dot. Up 1 to the left 1. Up 1 to the left 1. And then I can go. You can use any straight edge. You can use the side of your calculator. Oh, let's see here. There we go. And draw your straight line. Again, I would go in my calculators into y equals, and in y1, I'd put in there negative x plus 2 and press graph. You always want to make sure you do this on the next test so that you can make sure that you graphed it in the correct direction. The next one, step 1, is the y-intercept, and that is negative 5. Remember, we have x, then we have y. So right here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to put a dot right there. That's my y-intercept. Next is my slope. My slope is 3. I'm going to make it into a fraction and put it over 1. Since it is positive, I'm going to go up. The bottom number is always going to tell me to go to the right. I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3 to the right 1 and put a dot. Up 1, 2, 3 to the right 1, put a dot. Up from the point that I'm at here, 1, 2, 3 to the right 1. Up 1, 2, 3 to the right 1. I can also, well, if I move this down, I can give myself some more room. I can go backwards and go down 3 to the left 1. Now again, using a straight edge, you go and you connect your dots and make your straight line. And you need to put it in the calculator and make sure that you got it correct. Next, first is to plot the y-intercept. Remember, you have x, then y. The y-intercept is plus 2, so I put a dot right there. Now my slope this time is already a fraction. It is negative 1/3. Well, the negative, I'm going to put that with the top number. It's going to tell me to go down 1, and the bottom number is always going to tell me to go to the right at first. So I'm going to start at the y-intercept, and I'm going to go down 1 and to the right 3, and put a dot. Down 1 to the right 3, down 1 to the right 3. Now I can go backwards by going up 1 to the left 3, up 1 to the left 3. Now I can go and draw my line to connect my dots. You want to make sure that you double check it all, because when you go in here, see how my slope is negative? Make sure your line is decreasing. That'll be one of the mistakes that you make. Next, right here, what's the first step? Your first step is to graph the y-intercept. And so I'm going to, remember, we've got x, then y. I'm going to go down to negative 4 and put a dot. My slope is the number in front of x. It is already a fraction. It is 2 over 5. It is positive, so it's telling me to move up 2. The bottom one is always to the right. So I will start here and I will go up 2 to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and put a dot. Up 2 to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down 2 to the left, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got enough dots. I can draw my line and connect the dots. And again, put it in the calculator and check it. Now wait a minute. I know my slope is 2/5. My y-intercept is 0, negative 4. Can you find the x-intercept on the graph? Where's the x-intercept? Right here. This point right here should be 10 and 0. Remember, the y-intercept always has an x number of 0 right here. The x-intercept always has a y number of 0. My next one, step 1, plot the y-intercept. So here's my x, here's my y. I'll go down to negative 3, put a dot. That's always step number 1. Step 2 is my slope. Right here it is negative 4. Now the problem is it's not written as a fraction, so what do I need to do to make it a fraction? I need to put it over 1. Anytime it's a whole number, you do that. Now the top number is negative, so it's telling me to go down 4. Bottom number always go to the right. So I'm going to come over here and go down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and to the right 1. Well, I don't have enough room on this graph right here, so let's go backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left 1 and put a dot. Up 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left 1 and you put a dot. Now I can connect my dots. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. How'd that happen? Try it again. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 and over 1. Oh, that's because I touched the wrong one. There we go. Now I'll get my line. I connect my points. Double check in the calculator. Make sure that you have done it correctly. Now, what if I asked you on this one, what is the y-intercept? I'm sorry, not the y-intercept, the x-intercept. On the x-axis, it crosses right here. Is that an exact point? It's not. So what we can actually write is between 0 and negative 1 if they asked us that. Okay, so right now we don't have a way of finding the exact number, but we can write that it's between. I know that it's going to be some decimal that's going to be negative, and in between 0 and negative 1. Next one. First step, plot the y-intercept. So that's 0, negative 5. Put a dot. My second step is my slope. My slope is already a fraction, which is a good thing. And if you notice, I always put the negative with the top number. That's because the top number is going to tell me to go down, and the bottom number we're always going to go to the right. So now I can come over here and I'll go down 1 to the left 2 and put a dot, down 1 to the left 2, down 1 to the left 2. Let's go backwards. Up 1 to the left 2, up 1 to the left 2, up 1 to the left 2. I'm going to keep going until I hit my x-intercept. Ding, 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 ding. I hit my x-intercept right there. So let me draw my line. Remember, this point right here is my y-intercept. That was 0, negative 5. And this one right here is my x-intercept, and it is 10, 0. Negative 10, 0. Next one, plot the y-intercept. It is at plus 2. My slope is the second step, which is 4/5. This is positive, so it tells me to go up 4 and to the right 5. So I'll start here and go up 1, 2, 3, 4 and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up 4 and over 5. Now let's go backwards. Down 4 and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down 4 and over 5. Then I can go and draw my line. Now, what if I asked you here, what is the x-intercept? See, I know my y-intercept right here, and that's 0, 2. My x-intercept, it crosses right here. Okay, it looks like it's between negative 1, 2, between negative 2 and negative 3. So my x-intercept is between negative 2 and negative 3. So even if it was a multiple choice test, you could look and see and eliminate any answer choices that were not in between those two. Next, first step, plot the y-intercept. That is x then y, remember. I go up here to plus 1. Now my slope, okay, my slope is just 2, but I need it to be a fraction to be able to graph. What could I do? Put it over 1. My slope is positive. It tells me to go up 2 and to the right 1. Up 2 to the right 1 and put a dot. Up 2 to the right 1. Up 2 to the right 1. Now I can also go backwards and go down 2 to the left 1. Down 2 to the left 1. Then I will draw my line. Now I know that this point right here, which is 0, 1, is my y-intercept. But what is my x-intercept? It crosses right here. It crosses in between 0 and negative 1. So I'm going to put between 0 and negative 1. The next one says y equals 7. This normally trips people up. If I were you, I'd put it in the calculator and press graph and see what happens. But y equals 7, you'll go up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Y equals 7 is a horizontal line. Okay, so I'm going to go across like this. What is the slope of a horizontal line? The slope is 0. Okay, 0. Because I don't go up anywhere, but I go across. Okay, next. Oh, and what is the y-intercept of this line? The y-intercept should be 0. Whoops, I didn't mean to put 0. Should be 0, 7. And that point is right there. What is the x-intercept? Does it cross down here? No, there is none. Next. Oop, I've got x equals negative 3. Okay, then this cannot be put in the calculator. You're going to have to know to go on the x-axis and go over here to negative 3. Now, once I'm here at negative 3, everywhere on this line, it's got to, whoops, nice line. Okay. It's got to be a vertical line. Everywhere on this line, every point is 3 something, or negative 3 something. So, first off, what is the slope? The slope, well, this looks like a wall. Can you run up a wall? No, there's no slope. And what's the other word we use for that? Undefined. Remember, undefined. Now, if I asked what is the y-intercept, does it cross this y-axis right here? No, so there is none. What about my x-intercept? Does it cross the x-axis?
Yeah.
Yes, it does, right there. Negative 3, 0. How about try this one again? Y equals negative 2. On the y-axis, I'll go down here to negative 2, and I will make a horizontal line. That's all you do. And you can put this in the calculator, press graph, and make sure you graphed it correctly. Now, what about this one? We need to graph it and write the equation. Remember, the equation is y equals mx plus b. Well, look, they give us m, they give us b, but what are these? The m is slope, and the b is the y-intercept. So I'm going to have y equals negative 1 x plus b plus 8. So now I can go and graph it. I can go up to 8 and put a dot. Now the slope is negative 1. Okay, how do I make that a fraction? I put it over 1. Oops, my equation right here, I guess it's right here. Negative x plus 8. And now this tells me to go down 1 to the right 1. So I'm going to start here. Down 1 to the right 1 and put a dot. Down 1 to the right 1. Down 1 to the right 1. I'm going to keep going down until I can find my x-intercept. You can always find your x-intercept from graphing, or we can look in the calculator. We'll talk about that later. Now I'm going to draw my line. What is my x-intercept? My x-intercept is right here. It is 8, 0. The next one. Here's the next one. Now look, they switched it around. Remember, we have y equals mx plus b. I have y equals 2x plus 0, or I can write it as y equals 2x. Now if I started off like this, I can go ahead and graph starting at 0. The slope is 2. How do I make that a fraction? I put it over 1. It's positive. It's telling me to go up 2 to the right 1. So I'll go up 2 to the right 1 and put a dot. Up 2 to the right 1. Up 2 to the right 1. Up 2 to the right 1. Now can't I go backwards? Down 2 to the left 1. Down 2 to the left 1. Now I can connect my dots. What is the x-intercept of this problem? It crosses right here. It is 0, 0. The x-intercept and the y-intercept are the same thing in this case. Here's another one. Now wait a minute. M is the slope. B is the y-intercept. So I have y equals, remember it's y equals mx plus b. So I've got 0x minus 4. But what is 0x? 0 times x is 0. I can cross this out, and I get y equals negative 4. Now I said go on the y-axis right here, and let's make a horizontal line. And there's our equation. Okay, now, given a point and a slope, graph the line and write the equation of the line. What I like to do when we do these is I like to go ahead and build a table and put in my table 2, negative 10. Now, I know that it's my slope times x and my y-intercept. So I'm going to put my slope right here times 2. Well, multiply these two together, and what do you get? Negative 6. What do you need to do to negative 6 to get to negative 10? Minus 4. So my equation is going to be y equals negative 3x minus 4. Now, if you wanted to do it by graphing, I need to write this point down here because it's 2, negative 10, and then the slope is negative 3. Okay, let me move my graph down here. If I go to 2 and down to negative 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, it is all the way down here. All right, I can do the slope of negative 3 over 1. Tells me to go down 1 to the right, down 3 to the right 1. Well, I go off the graph, so let's go backwards. Up 1, 2, 3 to the left 1. Up 1, 2, 3 to the left 1. Up 1, 2, 3 to the left 1. Look, right here, there's my line, kind of drawing it crazy. But the point is, here's my y-intercept right here. And what is that number? That is 0, negative 4. So now if I have my slope, I can write my equation, negative 3x minus 4, which is exactly the same equation we got up there by doing delta y over delta x. I mean, not delta y over delta x, but putting it in a table. So you can actually find your equation from a table or from a graph, whichever is easier for you. Next one. Okay, so I'll do the graph on this one first. I've got negative, oh geez, they keep doing all these negatives. Negative 6, negative 8, and 2/3. So let me go down here. I'm going to go to negative 6 and down to negative 8 and put a dot. My slope is 2/3. It tells me to go up 2 to the right 3. Up 2 to the right 1, 2, 3. Up 2 to the right 1, 2, 3. Ooh, that one doesn't. Let's see. Is this one going to work very well? Did I mess up? Oh, I went over to 7, I think. Let's try this again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the only bad thing is if you graph incorrectly, it puts you off and you won't get the right answer. Up 2 to the left 3. Ah, there we go. Put a dot. Up 2 to the left 3. Now I can draw my line, but the information that I need is my y-intercept, which is right here, which is 0, negative 4. So my equation is y equals 2/3 x minus 4. So on this problem, on number 18, the first thing we're going to go through and do is we're going to graph the point negative 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to put a dot, maybe, if my pen's on. Try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, this says your slope is 0. If I wanted to write my equation, I could write y equals 0x, and then I'm still trying to find my y-intercept. But, so you need to know, though, that when your slope is 0, it's going to give you a horizontal line. Okay? So there it crosses right here at 0, 5, which is my y-intercept. So my equation would be 0x plus 5, but better than that would be to cross it out and just have y equals 5. Put that in your calculator, press graph, and double check and make sure that you wrote your equation correctly. Next, I have this equation here, or I have this graph, and I'm trying to find the equation. Remember, on equations, I need y equals mx plus b. So I need to find m, which is my slope, b, that is my y-intercept. My y-intercept, I'll go down. Here it is right here. This is my b. It is 0, negative 4. Now my slope. My line is decreasing. It's going down. That means my slope is going to be negative. I'm going to start at my y-intercept. I need to go down 2 and to the right 3. So I have negative 2 over 3. Now that I have these two pieces of information, I can write my equation. Y equals negative 2/3 x minus 4. I would again go in my calculator, press y equals, go to y1, put this in there, press graph, and make sure I did it correctly. Next, here's the next one I have. Remember I need m and b because my equation is y equals mx plus b. Now on this one there are no points on the line, you have to find them. So I go on my y-axis right here and I find my y-intercept, which is here. I have 0, 0. Now my slope, what I do is I start at the y-intercept. I know that it's positive because from left to right my line is increasing. So I will start here and I go up 1 to the right 1. That's not on the line. I need to go up more. If I go up 2 to the right 1, still not quite on the line. But if I go up 3 to the right 1, ding, 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 it does fit 3 over 1. I went up 3 and over 1, which is 3. So my equation is y equals 3x plus 0, but better yet, it'd be better to write my equation as y equals 3x. Next, we're going to go all the way back here to the beginning of my file. Oops, maybe if I can get it to right. And let's go to the first one and kind of go over some things. Right here, let's look at this one. It says, is this proportional? Remember, proportional means it goes through the origin. Does this line go through the origin? No. So it is not proportional. Now, is this line increasing or decreasing? Remember, look from left to right. The line is going down, so that means it is decreasing. Now the next one kind of makes people confused because horizontal and vertical, horizontal means it's completely flat going like this, and vertical means it's going straight up and down. Is it horizontal? No. Is it vertical? No, it is not. It's none of them. Now the next thing is right here, let's try and find the equation of the line just like we did on that last problem. I go to my y-intercept and I put a dot. My y-intercept is 0, 3. Now my slope, if I go down 1 to the right 1, I'm not quite on the line. If I go down 2 to the right 1, I'm not on the line. But this time if I go down 3, negative 3, and over 2, I hit the line. My slope is negative 3 over 2. So my equation is y equals negative 3/2 x plus 3. To name 2 points on the line, right here I have 0, 3. I also have my x-intercept 2, 0. I could keep going down 1, 2, 3 over 2, and I would have another point, which is 4, negative 3.